Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. It's the OCGFAM Show for Wednesday. Wednesday's the day we do spare bedroom garden. So let me show you what I've been working on since last week's show. As you may or may not remember, this is the space we're working with. We got two 4x4 trays over here, and then over here we got our workbench and some propagation tray area, and then we got some other space in here, just free space that we're working with. So let me show you what we got going on with all the different stuff. We planted some seeds in these two trays last week, and they're doing pretty good. Let me show you what we got going. So this one here is all some salad bowl lettuce, and they're coming up just fine. You can see someplace there's quite a few of these. I put a lot of seeds in there, so we'll have to trim those out. And then over here, we got some basil, some oregano. We got some tomatoes going on here. They're all coming up pretty good. And then I planted some King in the North peppers right here. And you know, there's one little guy right there starting to poke out, but they're going a little, you know what? There's another one right there. They're going pretty slow, but they're all coming along, so hopefully those guys will be okay. Let's give them a little water and put them back to their doing their business. Then over here we got our lemon tree. Now this guy's a rescue. We found him not doing so good. He was out in the elements there. But we gave him some food and some water, gave him a place to live, and he's coming along pretty good. He had some little flowers and stuff going on here, and that all kind of fell off. But his two leaves he came with are doing pretty good, and he's got a bunch of new leaves and a bunch of flowers coming out. So we think he's going to be just fine. We'll have some citrus fruit before you know it. And these are our zucchinis. Jay Craken came over and helped me plant these. We put some Fullon and some Zeus Juice in the water to put in here, and then we put some top dress, some One Shot to give them something to eat, and they're coming up pretty good. Come on down here and look. So they're looking pretty good. We got 4 of them coming out here. We'll probably have to thin that down to 2 or even just 1. Because it's going to be real big. These are going to grow huge. But Ryan Kostrava from the Facebooks there said that he does these all the time. And what he does is to put a pyramid on there, one of those pyramid-like trellis things, and grows them all up into that. And you can grow it in a pretty small space. Because that's our concern, is having enough space for all this stuff to grow. Let me show you what we got going here. So, you know, Jake Craken came in from Fullon and helped me plant all these and the zucchini. You know, now that I think about that, we did a video of that. So if you want to watch that, it's a good 20 minutes or more of me and Jake planting stuff up and talking all kinds of foolishness. It's kind of funny. Too long for this format, but it might be fun. I'll put a link to that in there. But let me tell you what we got going here. So 2 of these, you know, I'm not really sure which ones. I think it might be these 2. 2 of these have a bunch of carrots in them. And what we did is we're not sure how many carrots we can grow in one of these buckets. So what we're going to do is plant more than we need and then thin them out. And one of them we're going to thin out quite a bit, and the other one not so much, to see what happens when you grow them in too little space. What happens to that as opposed to when you grow them in what we think is just about enough space, to see how many carrots we can actually jam into one small space. Because that's the problem we're going to have here, obviously, trying to grow a whole garden in this little tiny space, is having enough space. So that's what's going on here. And then this other one, companion planting. Jake said that what we can do, and what we did, is we planted some carrots, some lettuce, and some onions, all in one pot. And then he said that they grow at different rates, and so we may be able to, you know, have some of that stuff come up. We can harvest that. The other stuff comes up, and we can use the space more efficiently that way. So that's what's going on there. And I'm going to show you in a minute how we did all this, but that's here, and I think that's about it. Come on over here. These are our 2 4x4 trays, and we still got the peppers in here. I've been growing for quite some time, but they'll probably have to go for the most part as all this other stuff gets bigger and has to come on in and fill this space. But here's what I'm thinking. I was talking with Ryan Stanley, one of the big kahunas here at the store, and he said what we can maybe do is like move this tray over a little this way, and move this tray just a little bit this way, and then in the middle there, maybe we can put one of these T5 likes like we've got over here, and put some of these buckets in here. That might be a good way to do it. So what do you think about that? Let me know if you think that might work, or if you got some other ideas about how we can utilize the space here more efficiently. So that's the update. So now let's talk about what we're going to do today. So today we're going to do another one of those companion plantings. We got some Danvers carrots, some Yellowstone carrots. You know, speaking of Yellowstone, Ryan Stanley, who I just mentioned earlier here, one of the owners here, he actually went to Yellowstone this summer, and he toyed with being a park ranger there for a little bit. I've got a picture of that. I'll put that up. And then some onions. So a couple different kinds of carrots and some onions. We're going to plant those all in a big bucket. And I'll show you what Jake and I did quickly. If you want to watch more about that, watch that other video I mentioned to you. And then we're going to start another prop tray. We're going to do some celery, some dinosaur kale. We were just talking about dinosaurs on Monday. And then some broccoli. So we'll put these into a tray to make some starts, and then we'll put these in where they're actually going to spend the rest of their lives and get that going. So let me get that going. Okay, we kind of went through this last time with the prop tray, so I've already planted it all up. And here the kale, actually kale here, celery, and some broccoli. And then we're going to put this in. We're going to water them up, and we're going to use a little bit of Dr. Root, just a tiny bit there, because we're doing a small amount in this container, and a little bit of Zeus Juice. So let me get some water here. Pour that in. Another one there. All mixed up. Just a touch of Zeus Juice for some humics there. So we got our humics, and we've got our microbials from our tea. Mix that up. And we're just going to water that in over all these. Whoa, boy. Kind of water from the middle there. So I'll finish this up, then we'll get started on that companion planting. Okay, and now we're going to do a companion planting experiment. We got some Danvers 126 carrots, some Rosa di Milano onions, and some Yellowstone carrots. So we're going to try those. Now what I've done, and this was probably a bad idea, but I don't want to just be taking so much time with this, is I put all the seeds in one thing, and we're going to see how this goes, because I think what may happen is that they're going to be all mixed in together, and I'm going to have to thin them out, and when I thin them out, I'm not going to know which ones are which. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one side over here, and I'm just going to put them over here. We're just going to sprinkle them around there, like that, and then cover those over. But on this side over here, we're going to make some little trenches. And I take those little trenches there, and we're just going to put a little bit of the Yellowstone in that one. See here? Okay. I'm going to put some onions in this one. Okay. And then put some carrots in this trench. Oh, that was way too many there. All right, there we go. Still figuring this out. All right, so we got that. Now let me grab some more dirt. We're going to cover this over, and then we're going to water it up. Here's my dirt. It's not really dirt, it's more soil. Oh, number 4 soil, nectar for the gods. This is good stuff. Real good stuff. Some of that on there. Okay. Now, if you want to know more about how we do the Zeus Juice and the Fullon, you can watch that video with me and Jake where we go through the whole process. But for now, I'll just show you kind of a quick deal of what we do, and it's not too complicated. This is some micronutrients and all kinds of nifty stuff, and you just put just a little in there, maybe just a little, and then a little bit more of the Zeus Juice, your humics. And some nutrients in here too. Oh, yeah, there we go. You know, I think I put too much in when I did that one back there. I'm a little concerned about that. Hopefully that'll be okay. Let me get my mixolator. All right. Now let me show you this. This is another thing Jake showed me. He thinks it's a better situation if you water this more evenly. Whoa! I'm having a tough time today. One of these little fellas. So we're going to pour this in here. All on. Try not to drop it. Give that a good pump up there. And then water this. So I'll keep watering that. And then next week we'll see how I did. And tomorrow, another show, just keeps going. So that's the OCGFAM show for today. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. OCGFAM Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM Show. See you tomorrow.